What if your second act turned out to be your most powerful one yet? Welcome to Seizing Your Greatness. I'm Julianne Meyer, and today's guest is living proof that purpose does not retire. Janice Wood calls herself a very young 70-ish, and once you meet her, you will completely understand why. After a fulfilling career with the city of Los Angeles, Janice didn't slow down. In fact, she leveled up. Fueled by her love for people and her passion for service, she built a successful Medicare insurance agency that puts clients first by offering real choice and clarity. But she didn't stop there. During the pandemic, Janice launched a senior citizens forum on E360 TV, a show that's become a trusted resource for seniors and their families. And now, on top of everything else, she set her sights on authorship to expand her mission of empowerment even further. Janice, it is such a pleasure to have you. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Julianne.
I'm so blessed to know you. You are one of my favorite people and favorite hosts on E360 TV, not only because of who you are and your content, but also because of just what you provide for people who are watching. So thank you for being here, not only on my show, but in the family altogether.
Thank you. I love being part of E360 TV and I love giving people information. I think it's so important that there's just basic information we didn't realize that people didn't know about. And from being in my Medicare business, I would go out and people would say, "Do you know? Do I need a trust? Do I need? What do I do with this insurance that's sitting here? I don't know
Mhm.
what to do with it." So I am part of a networking group of business people, and I refer them. And then, of course, I started the show with Senior Citizens Forum to try to reach out to more people.
Exactly. And you have all kinds of different pockets of information. It's not only insurance, but I think that it's really important, especially, I mean, it's one of those topics that people don't know what they don't know. And so I truly do appreciate the fact that you are letting people know, hey, maybe this is something you should look into. Or, you were talking with somebody recently, and I think he's got a guest spot doing tech. So I'm curious, how do you choose what you want to cover on your show?
Well, I look at it this way. I call it the Senior Citizens Forum is for seniors and their families. Okay. So I try to find topics that are important for seniors. And like I met a gentleman that has a flooring business. Well, when we're seniors, we have trouble walking.
Mhm.
So you don't think about that. So when I heard him talk about flooring, I'm going, well, let's talk about why you need to change the flooring in your home. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm going to have somebody on very soon who's going to talk about what happens if you're going through a divorce and you have that mortgage on your house. There's such a thing as gray divorces for people that are 50 and above. Okay. And all of a sudden you have property. What do you
Mhm.
do with that property? Who pays for it? How do you divide it up besides going to a divorce? A family lawyer. And I've even had a family lawyer on in the past. Okay.
Mm.
So because more people they find out when their children have left the nest, they don't really have anything in common anymore.
It is definitely a thing. And also, if anybody's like you, where, you don't slow down, you actually speed up and get more done. And you're living your life daily instead of retiring and sitting there in a rocker. I just admire you because I think you're more alive than people half your age.
Oh, and that thank you. That's so true. I drive everybody around me, keep saying, when are you going to stop? And I go, well, when they get ready to put me wherever I'm going to be put. But one of the things too is that I like talking to seniors and I'm finding out what they're doing in their retirement.
Hmm.
And there's so many different ways that people have approached retirement.
There really is. And there's no wrong way, absolutely. But, I was thinking the other day too, because of your text segment, I was thinking about my parents and how my stepmom almost got taken by a scam. And she wised up, but I mean, there's so many people out there that don't. And I love that you have things like that on your show to so nobody feels stupid because it's a new territory. Nobody's been down this road before. So it's not age related. It's just it's new and it's a new scam. There's new ways to rip people off. So I love that you do that.
So we've done a couple of specials on E360 TV where I've interviewed people that are seniors. They've retired. So what have they done? I had one lady who was a dean at Loyola Marymount. She actually was a dean of marketing,
Oh wow.
and she approached going into retirement by going to see a psychiatrist. What should she do?
That's actually kind of smart. Asking for help.
Right. She didn't know where to go. Okay.
Yeah.
And what to do with it. And I said, well, you're not using your marketing. I could use your marketing. Totally into a completely different area. I have a lot of people who have gone to doing a lot of volunteer work, but there's
Mhm.
so many different forms of volunteer. I'm hoping in the next couple of months we're going to bring up a show where people volunteer at animal shelters. So it's just there's so many different things, and even at the animal shelter, they have people who come in and they do the gardening. So you're not just taking care of animals, or
Yeah.
you're working at keeping and making sure that everything appears correctly. Doing laundry. I never thought in an animal shelter you would have to do laundry. Okay,
Oh yeah, big time.
work,
Yeah.
for preparing food for the animals. I mean, there was
Yeah.
just so much, and I can't wait for that show to be
To air.
televised. But that
Yeah. And I think too, that's where it comes in, where it's for family also, because I don't know that you know this, but let's see, at least between 5 and 8 years, I would say. I don't remember like how long I did it here in California and also in New Jersey, but I volunteered at the cattery, which is like if you go into like PetSmart or one of those, they have a little shelter. The shelter puts the cats in there. Some of them puts the cats in there for adoption purposes. So I used to go in there and clean kitty litter and do the laundry and feed the cats and do all the not so fun stuff. So I like that you did that too, because there are more things to it than just walking dogs.
th- oh, it's cleaning those cages. I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, doesn't
Yeah.
sound like fun, but everybody has something different that they want to add to it. And it may
Yeah.
be administration that they need help with, that you can take your talent with. And I find
Mhm.
that so many seniors have, they come with so much talent that they've gained from over the years. And how do you give it back?
Exactly, because it doesn't retire with you. I mean, it's still a part of who you are. Why not share your wisdom and utilize your skills in another way if you don't want to quote unquote work? That's respectable too. You, however, haven't quit. I swear to goodness, you are more busy than both me and my husband Drew put together.
I have to mention her husband Drew happens to be my physical fitness trainer.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly.
oh,
Exactly, which is how I think that's how we met, was through Drew. So,
yeah,
um, you
absolutely.
know, you are a networker. Look at you.
I mean, Drew, I've even had on the show because it's important for seniors to stay physically healthy.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have to actually be lifting weights or hanging from a silk rope, but being able to keep the balance. So I try
Yeah.
to show a variety of different things that people need to do to keep a healthy. but I
Yeah,
also touched on,
well-rounded.
yeah,
Yeah, health is so important. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you don't have that, it makes it really hard to do anything else and a lot more miserable. But you're right, when it comes to balance and not only physically, but also I don't really necessarily like the word balance when it comes to life stuff, but I do like the word harmony. So is your relationship in harmony with your work? Is your work in harmony with your friends? Is your all these different things, like, is your household suffering because of X, Y, and Z? Do you care? Those are all things that, how do you stay harmonious? Because you travel, you work, you're always on the go. How do you stay harmonious in your life?
well, that's an interesting question for me because I don't do well with downtime, obviously. Okay. Uh, I think harmony is just, staying, for me, is staying busy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people are real happy reading a book, some people are happy knitting or crocheting, and all those things are wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I need to be busy. I spent a couple of weeks visiting grandchildren, but after a period of time, it's like, okay, now what am I going to be doing? Okay,
On to the next.
do so I'm back here at home, and I'm like, okay, I've got to get back into the swing. But you mentioned something a few seconds ago about balance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of for seniors. That's one of the most important things is not only mentally and harmony balance, but physical balance. Because with seniors, if you fall,
Oh, yeah.
really bad.
It is really bad. And then take my dad, for example. He's 80 and he'll be 81 this year. And he has Parkinson's and he's had it for quite some time and it's more advanced, but he still is able to walk and talk and all those things. But he fell not that long ago and he broke his back. And it's, on top of everything, it's like, but he does his exercises religiously, and that's part of the reason why he is still mobile, is because he does every single exercise his physical therapist has given him and his Parkinson's therapist has given him. So, and it's not huge movements, but there are things for balance. It's things for, just keeping strong. And it does matter too. I'm sure you noticed, Janice, too, that when you're exercising, it's also great for your brain.
Yes, it is.
Do you have a favorite exercise for yourself or one that you hate that you know is good for you?
Thinking, oh, after we're through, I'm going to be exercising with Drew. Uh, for me, exercising, I'm doing a lot of walking now
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm finding that that's real important for balance and
It
for
is.
stamina. Uh, I don't think I have one exercise that I like more than the other. I like working out with a trainer because the trainer pushes me to the next level. And I
Mhm.
always, I always tease Drew because I can say, "Oh, I've got muscles." I call my arms by Drew. Okay,
I love that. I love that so much.
it's
You
okay.
know,
I'm
you bring
arguing him today. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's fascinating to me too because you know that I have a personal training background myself, but I still work with personal trainers because I like that accountability. Because I might not show up for myself, so it's not even necessarily about what knowing what to do as much as one. It's the community of it, being with somebody, and while you're doing something that might not be as much fun, um, and the accountability and the not pressure, but just the extra boost. Because I don't know about you, but I always trust the other person. Like, can I really do this? Okay.
Well, they're taking you to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. Taking it to that next level.
Yeah.
Um, So, speaking of taking it to the next level, you're writing now. What else are you up to?
Well, I'm not writing. I would like to write because I
Yeah.
would like to take the shows and put them into a book. That's something that I would love to be able to do because some
Hmm.
of the information doesn't change, some of the information does change on a regular basis. So, depending upon what it uh, the information that some of my guests have are so valuable.
Exactly. Exactly. You and I will have to have a conversation about that because I have some ideas for you. And for those that are watching, it's not, if you have the desire and you have the content, it's not as hard as you think it is. Just don't let perfection get in the way of what you're trying to produce. So, uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I like that.
it's like if somebody would have told me 10 years ago that I would be talking on my own television show, I
Yeah.
would say, "Oh, you're crazy. I would be afraid of the camera. I can't do that." Yes, you can.
Yeah, I love that. And there's no excuse. Um, people always blame something, myself included. I think it's human nature. We let our fears talk us out of doing the things that we're called to do, whether we believe it or not. That's why I'm so proud of you for putting yourself out there and not stopping because like I mentioned before, there's so many people who find an excuse to stay at home and not really live their lives. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It has very little to do with age. It has everything to do with how you approach living. And I think that you are a remarkable person as an example for that. What's something that you're super proud of?
What I'm super proud of that I've been able to go out, think outside of the box,
Hmm.
and um, take that leap and try and not be afraid. And
Yeah.
there's that old song, I think Doris Day. If anybody in my age group, they would know who Doris Day is. But she said, "Just dust yourself off and start all over again." I'm not quite sure that I got the words correctly, but I'm not afraid to fail because you can succeed.
Yeah, well,
You
that's the way to success is through failure. I don't really know too many successful people who got everything right.
No, because they've had to try it again. If it didn't work this way, they've got to try it maybe this other way, and you just
Yeah.
can't give up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just keep it's launch and adjust. It's this whole idea of just, making that pivot and doing things slightly differently, moving forward. I like that. Yeah, you just dust yourself off. I like that. That's a good piece of advice. What is something else that maybe I haven't asked you that you would love to share with the audience?
Well, I mean, all of our lives have so many experiences, from raising children, from even owning animals, and everybody has something to share.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I feel like one of the things I will talk about. I was at age 40. I was diagnosed with dyslexia.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Whew.
Like ADD. So you have another show that's on E360 TV that talks about people with learning disabilities. Okay,
Hmm.
and I love Jeff and his show. Okay, Jeff Pearson.
Yeah.
And
Invisible condition. Sorry, I got to do a
right,
plug.
I feel as somebody with learning disabilities and a senior citizen, and I'm getting close to 80 years of age. Okay, I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm going to take my strengths and I'm going to go forward with it.
I think that you're just an inspiration because So many people just don't do whatever it is. There's always some excuse. You could have blamed dyslexia. You could have blamed, your age. You could have blamed whatever, being a woman. I mean, there's so many different things that you could blame, but you don't. You just keep moving forward and doing it anyway and proving everyone wrong.
Because I can go back and remember when I had the diagnosis done at age 40. Okay, I'm working for the city of Los Angeles, and I had these battery of tests done, and the lady said to me, "Well, you need to find yourself a rich man because you can't even write a check." Okay, according to this, and I'm going, and I was just getting ready to go through a divorce. And I'm going, well, that's not the way life is. I have to go out and support myself and my children.
Yes, exactly.
So I think it's determination and not willing to give up.
And it's when you're not willing to give up that you always find a way. It might not be, and that's when it doesn't have to look a certain way. I think that most of us get stuck in this idea of how it's supposed to look. And when it doesn't look exactly like that, we get disappointed and sometimes give up. But I love that you've taken that and said, okay, yeah, thank you, no. This isn't my reality. I can't just lay down and give up because I have this diagnosis. I mean, you made it to 40. Hello.
Now I'm going, my 80th birthday is coming up real soon. Okay.
Yay.
Yay.
Happy almost birthday.
Got a few more months to go, but you can still keep moving.
Yeah, exactly. Not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the things. It doesn't have to stop with the number on the calendar.
Yeah. I mean, and so you have to do things to keep that going mentally.
Mhm.
You have to do things physically. And
Yeah,
I think the physical works with the mental.
it
Okay.
definitely goes together. For me, I run to burn off the crazy. So, it helps. Every
Yeah.
little bit helps.
But like,
Um,
I can't run anymore, but I can definitely get out there and walk.
Well, it's actually better for your knees anyway. Or, I have a client that I still train one person and she's 82 and she and I were talking today and I said, why don't you try walking in the pool? Because she's been having some issues with some injuries and she needs a little more resistance than just walking, but also lighter on her joints. So where there's a will, there's a way. There's always something that you can do. So, speaking of a senior citizens forum, when is it on? When can people watch it?
Okay. Well, we're on every Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific time.
Perfect.
And as E360 TV is on many different platforms, we're on social media, we're on YouTube, we're even on, you can even find us now on podcasts.
Oh, yay. That's exciting. I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the nice thing too is all people have to do is pop it into the search engine and your shows will pop up. So we got some good SEO going for you.
And I'm always looking for somebody. If you have an idea for me that you want to come on my show and talk about it, please contact me.
Oh,
Because
I like that. Yeah, you do. You're always looking for good suggestions and good content, and you're open. So I really do appreciate that.
yeah,
We only have about a minute left, Janice. I'm just curious, for 2025, what is your big goal?
repeat that again.
What is your big goal for 2025?
My big goal for 2025 is to step my show up a notch to make it more interesting, to bring in more informative people, and to be able to work better to help my guests present themselves better.
I love that. So always growing and always going.
Always growing. It's
Yeah.
always it's so important, and we can do a show just like Julianne and I are doing right now, or if you live driving distance from me, I'm even willing to come to you.
Yes, you are. You've come to my house.
Yes, I have. And I probably should come to your house again, or vice versa, you can come to mine.
Yeah, absolutely. There's all, you know what? It's always an honor and a pleasure. And, you, like I've said over and over again, it's just fun to watch you. It's fun to see what you're doing. And it's funny to me how people half your age are rushing to keep up. So
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
and there are other seniors doing out there doing great things, and I like to know about if you know somebody that's a senior that's doing something great. I love to talk with them.
Perfect. Well, Janice, that is all the time that we have for today. I want to say thank you again for being on the show. And you can catch a Senior Citizens Forum on Thursday on E360 TV at 2 p.m. Pacific.
Correct. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, everyone, like I said, thanks for being here. Janice, thank you for being here. We will be back again next Thursday at 4 p.m. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week.